Also, am I crazy or we're seeing a bunch of floating bazookas? I feel like we need like an extra system here. Because these bazookas are floating in midair. Alright, and on that note, hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Bringing you a slightly different replay format as I tried to remove a lot of the stuff on the bottom so you have a little bit more space. And then you have me up top because, well, that way you can see some more stuff on the bottom. I've been told that's better. Let me know what you think. Anyway, this is a 4v4 game. We have ourselves a number of key combatants. We have Pada Voladora, Petty. We have Ceratide Blade, and Heavens, Clownfish, Grim Assassin, I guess Low Gamer, and Option. With 3 Doc versing in a Vermok versing 3 Brits and of course 3 Americans and a Brits. Already we have the Italian combined arms, we have airborne and armored. So lots of good options. Now again, if you're wondering why I can't switch, replays are not fully implemented, so I can't switch between players. So all I can see is this player up north. But at the very least, chat, guys, this is insane. I know. Just stay with me here for a second, because this may shock all of you, right? Colors are uniform. That's right. Since the last time I've done a cast, colors have been a more uniform look. So red, shocking, is the enemy color. Guys, that's we're going crazy here. Red is the enemy. We also got purple, orange, and pink as enemy colors. It's like a uniform color system. Oh my god, it's insane. The enemy is green, or sorry, the allies are green, yellow, light blue, or sorry, the Axis, and blue. Shocking. Absolutely shocking in terms of colors. Now, no more confusion with having red teammate and blue enemy. Exactly. What we do have now is German forces locking down mid, and of course, we are on the map, was it Maginot Gap, which it's slightly different from the other version because there's no bottom, but now we have a bottom, and the bottom is being airdropped in MG. M1919. So we know at least this person, instead of going Pathfinders, which has been nerfed since the last time, now is going with an MG, which I guess makes a little more sense because you don't see the Pathfinder rush, right? Essentially, it's just a better squad which you can do the utility flares with, so we'll see. Anyway, we have a Ketan crowd down south trying to take territory, but scout forces are going to immediately stop them. Up north, also we have a Ketan, we have a crowd motorcycle team being overwhelmed, but scout teams and the engineers, are holding their own against the Panzer Pioneer as well as the other Doc forces. The thing is, even though the Pathfinder spam has been kind of moved to the side, the idea of using cheap infantry is something that's still a tactical necessity for a lot of CoH3 players. So the Panzer Pioneer is kind of taking up the place as at least a more consistent strategy that I've seen. So right now, of course, we have multiple teams, either with flamethrowers or eventually you can give them the, of course, grenade launcher once you get some additional upgrades. Of course, you have this light carrier to assist. I don't think these teams are going to win. I think they're just fine. And the American forces, though bold, are going to absolutely fall on their face. Though they do have a, truck coming on in that can provide a bit of support. And riflemen. But I think as long as these guys hold up, they should be... What is this man... If he's going to show his rear armor, then... Alright. And just... Alright. Interesting. Middle, we have lots of riflemen. We have infantry section with AT. We have Panzer Grenadiers as well. We got more flamethrowers, more light carriers. Actually, a lot of light carriers. Nice flamethrower. Gonna burn that American alive. Excellent job. Nice toast the American forces. If they get in the building, the flamethrower will do even more damage. Riflemen, of course, are just overwhelming it with firepower. That's why this is a bad strategy. Keep distance. Keep mobile. Don't stay there because you could lose the whole squad. And he might lose the squad in the retreat if he's unlucky. But looks like he'll just barely make it out. If the rifleman would have given chase, then maybe would have actually killed him. Now again, I'm not going to remember everyone's names because even though we actually have colors, unfortunately, there's no names here. So I'm just going to go by cyan or orange or purple or yellow. But we do know that at least 3 of them went American and 3 went Doc, right? So just kind of go with the factions. Down south, we can see that, while the Americans, who we know with paratroopers, doing extremely well. And to kind of give you an idea of, like, who is what, we at least know, like, again, going down here, and Havens is the airborne. We got armored, we got Indian artillery and special operations. We also got 2 Italian and combined arms, as well as Italian infantry. By the way, if I'm a little rusty, sorry, it has been a little while since I've done a replay in CoH3 or a replay in just general. Panzer Grenadiers, as well as the Panzer Pioneer, are holding their own. Again, these guys aren't the close-range experts that the Wehrmacht have. They're more long-range with their rifles, but they're doing pretty well. And this man is trying to get the AT infantry, right? He really wants the boys back in town. The last for him, the boys have been nerfed, so we're not going to see that at least as effective as he maybe wants to. And now the big thing that's really helping him is this Indian artillery. Sorry, not Indian artillery. My God, just the British mortar. I thought it would be the heavy mortar that he brought up, but no. I think this is just. Oh, it is. Wait, is it the heavy mortar? It's just not as. Oh, my apologies. I guess that is. Sorry, I was usually every time I see it has that arc because when you click on it, it has the arc. But apologies. Anyway, so he's gonna open fire, do some damage, push them back. Wait, is that? No, he's I'm sorry, that's just normal mortar. I'm losing my mind. I do know this is a medical truck because there's a medical symbol on there, and it's healing the infantry. There we go. Greyshot 101. When Greyshot's not losing his mind. Again, we also have an MG-34 holding its own, stopping a continued Allied assault through the rear. Again, they did capture the territory back here, so I'll give that as a win right now for the Allies. And I would say resource-wise, they're probably doing very well for themselves, given the fact they have the munition point, the fuel points in the south. And now the Axis just decap this, well, fuel point. So, yeah, they need everything they can get. Like I said, the dock is barely holding its own. Luckily, we had the Bersaglieri coming on up to assist. And the medical truck as well to heal these Panzer Pioneers. Multiple MGs being brought up, but again, that can be a little risky. While if you are versing MGs, of course, if they suppress your infantry, that's bad and can absolutely cause a delay. We could see here American forces try to use smoke or other, abilities to try to block sight, get close and chuck grenades, use flamethrowers for direct sight, other stuff like that. So we'll see how things fare. Right now, medical truck backing on up, still reinforcing. Yeah, it does have automatic reinforcement, and of course can reinforce any of the MGs once they're out of the building, if necessary, as well. Let's see, in mid, we still have a solid defense, and right now, as long as the Axis currently have 2 victory points, they're pretty good. That being said, usually as soon as the Allies start getting their better equipment, better armor, that's when we start seeing the tide turn. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, infantry section, by the way, with Bren, so they'll do more damage. Again, with 100, they do a lot of DPS. They don't have the resilience as, let's say, the commandos, but they're still pretty solid in their own right. Now, we did have a light AT gun being brought in. This is fine. You get the half-track, plus, of course, you get cheap AT. It's not the best AT. You can check out my brother's AT tier list. Except, of course, he didn't cover the recoilless rifle. Hey, Johnny, it's like you should have mentioned it to him when doing that he was missing the recoilless rifle. I was busy, so I didn't oversee the making of that video. But Johnny is to blame equally, as well as 151. I'm not just saying that because Johnny's in the chat. But AT is here so the Allies that they did push up with, let's say this guy got a quad mount, right? But no, he didn't. He got a medical truck. Or, he pushed up with the, the truck. The AT gun should be more than capable of keeping those forces back, right? All right. So, they're locking down mid, which on this map is the way to do it. Now, if you're versing this and you're like, well, this is annoying. How do I break this? Well, it's simple. Artillery. Now, I will say the Germans, nice job of this stock player for getting himself a support gun to help counteract and deal with any, mortars or anything else the British may throw at them. Wait a second. Is he? Oh, he does have... Wait, hold on. That's a 5-man squad, so he does have the heavy mortar coming in. There it is. He's carrying it. Okay, so that's the heavy mortar. That's the base mortar. I'm just losing my mind. All right, because, yeah, it's the bigger piece of machinery. I was just kind of surprised the British wouldn't get that first and kind of ignore this. But hey, this mortar's actually gotten vet 1. It's doing okay. Now, with the enemy getting a support gun, we'll see actually how effective that is. Plus, these half-tracks can be upped with mortars themselves to make them even better, right? So we'll see how much the British can hold it together. Now, if I'm him, I get this automatic reinforcement. That way the mortars are just constantly bringing themselves back up. Yeah, exactly. Also, this mortar is way bigger and has 5 men. That's how you can tell the difference. I was just looking at this being like, he went Indian artillery, so maybe he went 4. You got it, but no. So yeah, double mortars plus support gun. Easily yellow is just mortar spamming, or at least, you know, light artillery spamming. But hey, it's what you have to do. Again, he also with the Italian battle group, so with the infantry one, you can go with this awesome cheap bunker. That is still, even with the, you know, additional damage done to bunkers, still a really good defensive unit, keeping the British down the hill. MGs as well, keeping them off the playing field. If I'm this British player, I get bishops. That's my immediate counter to this situation. Mortars are fine, but bishops provide the artillery and the destruction to keep them away. We also have some strike coming in. That's the Italian artillery. It's the airburst. Pretty solid stuff. It also is interesting that this guy went, I'm assuming with the light armor spam, even though that has been kind of reduced in effectiveness, but I did say it doesn't negate it, because from my initial testing in my patch overview video, I did say that the Caro seemed to be still quite effective, even though it has been reduced in effectiveness in a number of ways. The additional damage it can do upon the ability being activated, its effectiveness versus Shermans in general, especially with the decrease of the 76 being as effective. Yeah. I can still see a large wave being quite effective, or at the very least, the additional, you know, reduced cost of light vehicles still playing a huge part of DAC strategy, because getting a Stuka cheaper, or the tractor that, you know, detects units, that's still a huge win for the dock that requires so much manpower. Speaking of manpower, this American forces down south have been using a lot of their manpower to get paratroopers with bazookas, LMGs, more bazookas to counteract any sort of dock counterattack, right? Or in this case, Wehrmacht. It seems like dock are mainly focused in mid. The Wehrmacht, the sole Wehrmacht, is in the south, and he has himself a 221, which is interesting. Again, not bad for scouting, but I just find it kind of interesting to see how exactly it's going to do against all of this, right? It's not my first thing as the Wehrmacht I would think of for fighting infantry. That would go to the Wirbelwind, or it would go to the Nebelwerfer, or go to, oh god, what am I thinking of as well? Like, just maybe a few other different components, but hey, we'll see. Right now, there's a medical he's upgrading to a medical truck, so he can reinforce his men. He has a sniper to provide additional recon. I just realized 2 support guns. They really want additional support, light artillery supremacy. I'm not saying heavy artillery because that would go to the Bishop or the Stuka, the heavier rocket artillery. But the Americans have locked down territory. They've placed some mines. I would place mines up here. That's me. He did place mines up in the north, so that makes sense in case they do a huge flank. Again, this map is known for having a lot of corridors, a lot of wide open territory for flanking, so you want to make sure you're covered there. But great shot by the AT gun. Truck goes down. He tried to get a little too close for comfort, and that AT gun did wonders. Now, looks like the Americans might have to deal with a counterattack. They have smoke and artillery coming down. That's interesting. Also, a M8 Scott? What? Why is the doc not using 8 rads? A bit of a misplay. That's fair. Oh! Strafe comes in. Does quite a bit. Holy crap. Yeah, that weakened a lot of the American and also light armored vehicles. The American forces, all this stuff. We have some more mines being placed. That being said, the doc, I don't think he was necessarily going in to win the battle. I think he did a preemptive strike because he knew they were grouped up and would go through the smoke, which, hey, good use of that strafing run. Again, definitely did work, and is going to throw a lot of the light vehicles and other infantry out of action for at least a little bit. Plus, it ruined his immediate assault, right? So we're not seeing any 8 rads yet. We're seeing a large amount of light infantry, specifically support infantry, whether the AT gun, support guns, machine guns, right? Also double 38s, I think. Yeah, he got double pack 38s, which, again, they're not terrible. They'll serve their purpose. But I do find it interesting that he's essentially saying, You know what? No Panzer Grenadiers for me. Panzer Pioneers, that's all I need. So, hey, he's healing up. He's doing well so far. Down south, paratroopers are causing havoc for the Wehrmacht. To the point where the Doc has to have a backup MG line to cover his supply lines. That's how delicate the situation is, because if this route is blocked, we essentially would see middle just in a worse and worse state until everything collapses. We don't see an 8-rad, but we do see Flakverling. I don't care for this. Again, I do not like this sort of flak gun, right? Simply put, because this flak is essentially a you know, better in the back, kind of similar to the AT gun that was in CoH3 for the Americans. Not a huge fan of those types of vehicles. 8-rad is definitely where I would go. Also, the M8, that won, but has yet to get any kills. I really hope this is still glitched, and that's just not registering. But it seems to be just doing infantry damage, not getting kills. Great flank by the Americans, though, coming in, wiping a lot of his MGs and such. We have the Panzer Pioneer coming on in, but these Americans have bars. They're going to shred you, man. Again. But good use. Both MGs are down. You can use the med truck to come on over. Support gun's coming on in. He's going to lose it. Sorry, Blue. Not today. Although, again, I'd also, yeah, get some heals for that. There goes that medical truck. It's going down. Oh, not medical truck. Jesus, I can't talk. Those guys should retreat to the medical truck. And he does. Again, the captain has a retreat option, so that's where he's retreating to. The thing that went down is the building, which now can be used as cover or as a vantage point to fire down. So maybe the Americans will hold it. A bit too much MG for the Axis. I agree, they did have enough frontline infantry. And that's the risk, is if the enemy can block the MGs in sight, we'll just move in and kill you. We have smoke coming down thanks to... Wait. It seems like that was a allied... Oh, yeah, that probably from the paratroopers. Which, interesting that those guys came up. Down south, it looks like they might be trying to make more... Wait, why the hell do you have a... I'm just making sure. They're still here, right? There's no... They're not AI? Okay, no. All right. We are not seeing that, at least. Interesting choice to get an 8-rad at this point. Not 8-rad, a Crad motorcycle team. Especially with many bazooka teams. But yeah, the Wehrmacht is having a real rough time. They have double mortars. They're trying their best to push down the hill. Now, luckily, at least they're getting additional upgrades. We can check here and see that what buildings they've unlocked, right? So it looks like, wow, okay, so at least they have enough to get the Stug, right? All right. We should use all at least I hope that's what the idea is. Okay, yeah, they're getting a Stug. Okay. Because then maybe you could snipe the medical truck and maybe start winning, but I'm not sure. Bro, motorcycle team this late. Yeah, exactly. Now in mid, yeah, we have the great line of Doc up here. We have plenty of defenses. Not sure why he's trying to pull the AT gun away, I think. Or maybe it was a misclick. I think it might have been a misclick. But he has plenty of light carriers. Which, again, at this point, I would just get this upgrade because why wouldn't you? Again, you have so many of them. I really hope he does have the upgrade. Again, I can't see it. But yeah, they have plenty of stuff to hold the line. Looks like, though, we do have artillery. Oh! He didn't get bishops. He actually made stationary artillery. This works. Again, this also works. Again, they're quite effective. And again, they have some good range. So they'll use the heavy artillery to blast the Germans, hopefully off the hill. I know artillery in this game is not as prevalent as in CoH3 in terms of its raw effectiveness, but this is how we push the Germans off the hill, right? This is a good way. And right now, honestly, I think you might need additional support over here. Interesting that this man went with the 75 assault gun. I hate this thing. Okay, hate is a strong word. I think it's mid, right? Good job with the strafe, and that thing, it did actually kill again, this Scott. The M8 is fine, but I don't care for it either. Both, I think, are mid in this game. I think this Scott just doesn't have the range of its CoH3 counterparts to be as effective as it could be. Again, American forces trying to get behind, but with the medical truck right there, he's just constantly reinforcing. Just not going to push up that hill. American forces will retreat. Artillery's coming down. Nice shot. Again, he's using the artillery thing, but itself can't take that many hits. I'm surprised this man hasn't just thrown a satchel on it. There's an AT grenade. But yeah, satchel wouldn't be bad. Love the paratrooper plane that's currently flying in the map. Wonderful. Wonderful glitch right there. Anyway. Our American forces still healing thanks to the medical truck. We have a quad mount for the Americans to shoot down planes, so that's positive. Also, give credit for the Allies to put down caches. They have put down some caches to assist. The Germans, I don't think, have put down any caches at all. I'm not seeing anything back here. That's a big L. Or a big F. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. American forces behind good cover is holding back the Wehrmacht. I love the paratroopers currently firing bazookas and it bouncing off the top of the Stug. Hilarious. But Stug, pull back because you're about to die. Also, a good grenade right here could do wonders, but also the same could be said for you. And there goes most of the grenadiers. I'm going to say the Wehrmacht also just failed. So right now the flanks are maybe not doing as well as they need to. At the very least, I am shocked that we've not seen orange kind of come up here and try to really push back. I love how blue has like a light defense here, but he knows the fact that the American is going to try to come from behind. That's quite funny. All right, some airstrikes are coming up north. More strafes. Again, these are only 120. But when you're making 35 munitions, you're not exactly making the most. Good kill right there. Oh my god. All right, some planes are crashing. Luckily, did not crash onto the American. Now, I will say, at the very least, these assault guns, their anti-tank stuff is fine, right? They'll hold their own against other armored vehicles, and at least will be good AT. Now, again, this player has plenty of AT guns, and also, why is blue up here? Unless he, I guess he really doesn't fear this American player coming on in. There's still plenty of MGs and stuff, but now with smoke, yeah, there's not much stopping all the stuff from moving on in. Also, we have a more heavy artillery. Okay. So this, again, from the Italian infantry, you get this, and it's a solid unit to get. Hold on. Great job. Okay. We have pink coming in clutch, trying to take out the MGs, get behind the lines. Also, additional smoke. Combined arms effort from two American forces, right? We got paratroopers, special forces. We got American riflemen coming on in, neutralizing the medical truck. This howitzer's like, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. Nope, I'm not dealing with this. This AT gun's essentially screwed by the amount of bar forces. And I like the captain is being used more. Again, the retreat point actually being more valid, right? So there is another MG back here, but I feel like if they use smoke, there's enough Americans here that can deal with it. Down south, we have also a small push that killed the Flakverling. So, hey, nice job there. I know one of the Americans went... Oh, good strafe right there against some of the Americans. Did not... I guess he didn't realize they were coming in as quickly, but yeah, great job. They got pushed back. Actually, hold on real quick. Do we have the final doctrine? Luftwaffe, that's it. Okay. So green went Luftwaffe. So he also gets one. I prefer the Doc strafe versus the Luftwaffe strafe, but hey, that's me. Also, we have a Sherman. We have your basic Sherman. No upgrades with the 76mm cannons or anything like that yet. But still, at the very least, against the Stug, it's really depending on how the Stug plays. If it's far, Stug wins. If the Sherman gets behind the Stug, we're going to see a dead Stug. But now we also have the Italian assault guns moving in, so at least we have some additional AT to protect it. So I don't think... Even if this guy starts mass-producing armor, because I believe this man went armor company, so we can get the cheap tanks out quick. The large Sherman rush that you saw early in CoH3's history is not as... is not as deadly because the Sherman 76 is not as effective, right? You're going to need to mix it up with some maybe Hellcats or other AT, tank destroyers. Alright, commandos with bazookas, sure. The assault guns are at least doing something. They're helping. Again, Bazooka Team's still doing work, but he's so low. Just get out of there. Oh, never mind. He didn't get a kill. And here comes the Americans to finish off the AT gun. Maybe the Panzer Pioneer dot. Yep. Blue, I hope you are expecting lots of casualties, because that's what you're going to be getting very soon as the American forces throw grenades. Really, I was going to say, there's the... There they all go. Really surprised we've not seen the medical come up, or him not get another medical. Also, looks like quad mount died, but from artillery. But the reason I say that is that way you can take all this. This is free packs. I think there's a free MG. Oh, okay, the MG might die here if the Americans can focus on it and not be grenaded to death. What was that? I'm just going to stay here and enjoy my grenade. Yes, death is imminent. That is fine with me. This game is weird. I feel there's too much emplacement being built from the Axis side. I mean, yes, yellow is absolutely emplacement spamming. He is locking down that hill. He is making sure the British have a real tough time advancing. The British themselves, again, they've been strafed and artied, so their emplacements are still alive. They can recrew them. I'm hearing artillery. Up, it's Suk artillery up north. We have what? Man, Cyan is coming in to save the north. I mean, he has the Panzerjägers, which, yeah, they'll do fine. They'll hold, kind of, in the north, as long as they get some additional upgrades. But, that, if he's up there, that means blue has less forces there. And if blue has less forces there, well, there goes that. That means the Wehrmacht player's left by himself. We've seen this Wehrmacht player not be able to hold against this American, so I'm kind of worried for the Germans in this case. Because look, the Germans technically are winning, but they're winning if this is a man that's running in a marathon, he's in first place, but he's scraped up, he's ragged. It looks like he's about to collapse at a moment. So while they're ahead, we'll see how long, right? Because right now, the Americans took north, so the VPs are slowly starting to turn in more of the Allied favor. We also have White Fosters coming down, which is burning the Panzerjägers. There goes that squad from, that unit being taken. I do like how he went with bazooka troops. Again, he has a own dedicated bazooka team. But, again, he hasn't...
The fuel point is being taken from us.
I wouldn't necessarily lead them in the front. I would have them only focus on armor, like this, and then have the riflemen kind of deal with them. Because they're not exactly the best versing infantry, but what do I know? Here comes the Stuka to wreak havoc up north. Will he get some wipes? No, but it does force them to retreat at the very least. And again, they're going to retreat back to the captain, because that's the retreat point in this game. And the medical truck will reinforce them all. So, hey, solid stuff. So, down south, we have more Stugs. Oh, and we do have a Hellcat. Okay, so at the very least, it looks like the Allies are getting a diverse set. Although it seems like maybe the armor push kind of faltered a little bit. Because I'm only seeing one Sherman, not seeing two. So I'm going to say the Shermans maybe pushed up and had a real bad day with the Stugs and other forces. But Hellcat and Bazooka Team's getting lots of damage on that Stug. They're pushing up the hill. Can we get at least one kill? Yep, there it goes. Second Stug is trying to hold. Hey, you started it with the arty. Oh my god. That's... Little gamer, I'm just saying, you might have an arty war, but the arty war is also in response to the defenses. So don't blame the Brit, alright? I can blame the Wehrmacht for losing all of his Stugs in the most stupid way possible. What was that? What was that? Also, what's the plane? Seriously. Anyway, these men are about to die up on the hill. The Wehrmacht player is absolutely the weakest player here. Listen, the Wehrmacht has no tactical sense. We need the dock here to do that. Okay, sure. But there's two Stugs dead, and the Hellcat lives to fight another day with some good veterancy behind his belt. Meanwhile, the Shermans are being mass deployed and being sent out. Also, it looks like someone sent a unit out to try to kill something? Alright, yeah, sure. If I'm this American, it's a free vehicle, and... at the very least, this thing would be cheaper, I would assume, than getting a Hellcat, so we can at least provide support. Also, why is this thing by itself up north? It is not gonna kill infantry. I hope it's not. No, it has no kills. Okay. Has this thing got any kills? No, he's just... What is this? He's mass producing assault guns. He's not producing the Colorros. I mean, at least this dock player at least got Stukas. He's gonna arty the enemy to death. And at the very least, we can see these getting upgrades, right? He got repair kits, vehicle capture, smoke, right? So, he's getting stuff to help his vehicles. So, that's good. Artillery's black. Oh, I don't know how this bazooka man's alive, but somehow this man is indeed alive. Meanwhile, the Shermans are trying to break through the defenses here, but there's still plenty of bunkers. The Brits have just given up on their artillery, even though they could recrew it. And now they're going with Crusaders. Fun fact, Crusaders did not exactly work for the Brits against static German lines, specifically the dock with their flak, you know. So we'll see how they fare. Strafe coming in against the dock. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. So I think that guy went armored, but he went the air assault, right? Let's see. No infantry support center for him. Wait, am I wrong by what this man picked? I thought he picked. No, he went infantry. What, wasn't that a plane strafe? Or am I think? Wait, hold on. So so I thought orange went with. I thought orange went with armored. But maybe he went. No, because special operation. No. He might. Okay, never mind. So maybe he went special operations, but he got the infantry one. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing my mind here. Again, I need to refresh myself with how replays are done, how things. Because I was thinking about a certain strategy, and it would be great if I could just swap between players to get more an accurate representation, but it is interesting, though, that he's going with Shermans then. Okay. So the Stugs are... not Stugs. The assault guns are trying to hold, and they are backed by a Pack 38. They will kill at least one Sherman. Good hang time, by the way. Sherman's back down the hill. He has not gone any upgrades, which makes sense. If he did not go armored, right, then he'll get cheap tanks, but he won't get the upgrades, right? Okay, interesting. Anyway, Strafe is coming in. Will it actually kill anything? Well, hold on, might. Close to it, but at least Howitzer's knocked out. This thing's barely alive.
Team have been killed.
Up north, again, more rifleman forces pushing back blue. It's a close fight. But I think the Americans will win. Wait, artillery coming in. Gets a decent shot. Hitting the buildings. There goes the building. Forcing the unit back. Alright, so there we go. Sherman Easy 8 up in the north. So... Wait, if the Sherman Easy 8, that means this man went. See, this is what I'm talking about. About like, hey, I'm trying to make a guess, but this player base, so that means armored. Because unless I'm mistaken, that means armored is not up here. Or am I wrong? Or yeah, armored would be the guy in the north. Which is not where I thought he would be. Okay, sure. There's artillery hitting him in the base. Buddy, I think you should stop with this artillery. It's not working. Build bishops, because then they're mobile. But, anyway. What do I know? I just know this man is mass-producing Stukas, and you would be great just diving in a Sherman just to, you know, take out all these guys. It's not like the Wehrmacht has completely shown its ineptitude to hold back armor consistently. The Stukas are now killed. The paratroopers are in the base. What is happening in this game? Alright, so we know this man went airborne. He is fighting here. He's doing the best he can. And he's trying to launch bazooka teams against all these forces. Killing a Stug in his base and killing multiple portions of this man's base. He's also satcheling it, which almost kills it. That would be hilarious if this man loses his base. But that makes sense. He's completely falling apart. Now, he has a retreat point, right? Yeah. He went with the captain as well, so we can do a forward retreat point. Okay. So, he might lose the paratrooper squad, but I think he wants to kill the building. Dude, you're not going to kill the building unless you throw a satchel. What is that holding of the bazooka, if anyone saw that? Oh my god. But yeah, he dies. He does kill the building, but again, it can always be repaired. He has a pioneer squad right here, but it is still a bit of a F for him. So green is falling apart. Blue is somehow still holding on to the upper portion here, but he has not held this location. The Axis have slowly lost their lead by about 150 points. They're still ahead by about 120. We have some air support coming in. And again, we're slowly starting to see the... Oh, great strafe there. Oh, it kills the retreating man. Well, there 2 support weapons now decrewed. Oh, okay. Orange went special. All right, he got a whiz bang. There we go. Now we know where everyone is, even if the game doesn't. Also, am I crazy or is... We're seeing a bunch of floating bazookas. Mate, so I feel like we need like an extra system here. Because these bazookas are floating in midair. What is happening? These bazookas are possessed. But, oh, okay, so he's holding the bazooka, but the model itself is drifted about 5 feet in front of him. Makes perfect sense. Anyway, the bazookas themselves should do enough because, yeah, they keep going with this light armor, which, again, the assault guns are fine, but they're not like Brumbars. That's not really what they're designed for. They're more AT. They're more like, the best way to place them would be like a weaker version of a Stug. That would probably be the best role to fit him in. But, yeah. Alright, so yellow's bringing in more stuff. The Stukas, I'll give credit, at least are getting kills. Like, this one has 22, this one has 12, this one has 11. So, they're getting decent kills, and at least he's using the Stukas to hold back the consistent American waves of infantry. And then, of course, the Pack 38s are holding back the additional armor. Alright, so Riflemen are... kill that MG. He wasn't able to reinforce in time, though we could always pick up the Pack 38. I don't... Unless he throws a grenade, this MG is going to be fine. Also, Vet 3 infantry. My god. Wait, hold on. Oh, I can't see it because he got suppressed. He's going to lose that squad, isn't he? He's going to lose that squad. Should have retreated initially. Wait, hold on. Does the building provide cover? That man lived. I am shocked. I am genuinely shocked. Holy crap. Anyway, multiple whiz bangs. So in case you want more rockets. Hitting the howitzer and everything else up. There's not much. I mean, okay, he's probably going to kill the light carrier. And the howitzer is probably going to go bye-bye. Sherman's going to lead the charge with bazooka teams. This man built all these defenses over here. But he forgot about his... Or I don't think he forgot. I bet he thought his teammate was going to hold. But no, that did not happen. His teammate is not holding. Okay, maybe a little. He has a couple of those Savantes. And also the MG suppressing the giant infantry wave. Suppression run coming on in. Will it be enough? Might be. Hold on. But it's funny the Americans right behind strafing all the armor too. Incredible. Nebelwerfer is opening fire on the infantry, which ran like hell. Yeah, this Axis clusterfuck. So most of their stuff died there. The best player is yellow, and he himself, I don't think, can save this game. Because right now the Americans still hold this position. You still have all this. Yeah, I think it's going to be over soon. So, Panzer Grenadiers, again, they can hold while they recrew all that stuff. Red's medical needs some proper assistance. Actual proper assistance. And, yeah, he needs a heal. What else do we got? Oh, okay, we got an Easy 8 moving on in. So at least it looks like he got a new one? Hold on. It's hard to tell. Because I can't click on the unit to see if it got kills or not. I'm assuming with Veteran C it just went back for repairs. But, I don't know. Howitzer's opening fire. Oh, wait! Holy crap! No, there's the other one! And it snuck behind the lines and killed the Stukas. Chat, what did I say? What did I say? All they need to do is send in a Stuka to kill the arty, and they would be fine. They are fine. Alright. So, moving back up. Hold on. Game is having we are having a stroke here. Alright, Sherman is still alive, barely. Opening fire on the MG. Sherman just kicking ass and taking names from behind the enemy lines. Infantry spamming is the lowest elo strat. It says, oh, he's blue. Really? You're complaining about that when, like, why? You spam Stukas. I believe artillery is the biggest strat of all, or the biggest spam of all in CoH3, or one of them. So, I don't know. You got no armor. You didn't even get a Pack 38, or sorry, a Flak 36. My apologies. He didn't even get that, and that's readily available to him. He got the cheap. He has the cheap infantry. I've been staring at it for the past 30 minutes, right? You can, I mean, like, this strafe has been solid if you didn't want to get the Caro, but, like, you can get yourself, like, cheap stuff. I don't know.
Utility truck lost.
Down south as well, it's like this man spamming. Wait, 1, 2, 3. He has 3 Nebelwerfers? What are you doing? And I love how he's gonna verse an enemy with multiple Shermans. Also, green plane, like, really? Really? I know you guys can't see it, but it's like, it just keeps going up on the left side of the screen. Alright, so the yellow is still somehow holding. Somehow. They've killed multiple waves of Crusaders and everything else. So at least that is working, right? At least the AT gun and stuff is holding fine here. Pack 38's doing work. But then again, you have multiple whiz-bang, stuff like that. He doesn't need to break this up. All he needs to do is continue to hold the Southern Star and provide artillery support to the north. And the Allies win. The Allies win. That's all they need. Also, I love how people are in the mindset like CoH3. Oh, you know, CoH3 games, they don't last very long. It's like, you know, 40 minutes, 20 minutes a match, 15 minutes a match. We're at 41 minutes. And, yeah, we'll probably be close to like 45 to 50, I bet, for this. At least that's my assumption. We'll see if I'm actually proven wrong and maybe it ends right now. Yeah, I agree. When both sides turtle, that's when you actually start to see stuff. Artillery's just absolutely devastating everything here. So great shots across the board. Alright. Now we're looking at some decent defenses. Also, I love he's hiding behind the building. I'm surprised he didn't actually block the shot. MG and stuff opening fire on the Brits. They're trying to kill these bunkers, but 200 manpower and just consistent reinforcing is keeping these men alive. So great job there. So, again, this Crusader, I'm just like, why? Why get Crusader against a line of heavy, like, not the heaviest AT, but still a line of AT? You would imagine that they would try to do something else to, you know, break it. Okay, also, like, 1MG is currently stopping all of these guys. Smoke! Scout! Come on, guys. Let's do some scouting. Or, you know, strafing. That works, too. Well, there goes that plane. Huh.
Our assault grenadiers have been killed.
Okay, that plane audio got delayed, I believe. Like, I was listening to it, I'm like, that plane's audio's got delayed, goddamn. Stuka and our other support came in. Definitely smashed that American blob to little bits, but he's still pressing because he's like, I'll kill everything in my way. He does not care. Meanwhile, this player is pushing toward the British base. Buddy, I think your priorities are in the wrong position. Because while, yes, killing the howitzer is fine, Your back lines are falling apart, and those forces there could easily kill a lot of these American forces. So I don't know. Also, this is now allowing the Shermans to exploit your lines. Like, yeah, this is going to go very bad for your men very quickly. Again, not saying this AT can't do stuff, but say goodbye to this assault gun very quickly. Alright. Sherman's trying to get out of there. Okay, he saw the AT gun. And, oh, another AT gun moved over. These Pak-38s are, damn, they're doing a lot of work. But luckily, again, they can't fire if their sight's blocked. And luckily, based on the positioning they're in, it's kind of blocked. Sherman's out coming in the south. They're coming in all directions. Again, his army is offensively deployed. Meanwhile, the Allies are, you know, breaking the flanks, essentially, and they're literally Stalingrading, right? They're doing a American Stalingrad on the dock, of all things. Now we have artillery hitting that position. We're gonna have airstrikes coming on in. Will the pincers close on yellow is the question. We have bunkers breaking, additional AT there. The British are trying to push. Again, this is where Matildas or something thicker would be better. But what do I know? Black 38 still trying to hold back the easy 8s, but they can take a decent amount of damage. And looks like, and again, they have 195 front armor, so it's not terrible. Again, just wiping everything in their way. Yellow is just now having to pull back, hoping to get to the medical facility for AT to hold these guys up. But now purple's pushing on them. We have pink coming in from the south now. Like, we have officially our Stalingrad moment for this dock army. And here come the Americans. So at least we know now. Yeah, there's the heavy bombers. Just wiping everything in that back area. Plus the whiz-bangs coming on in against this block. Everyone's joining forces to clown on this man. Which I believe one of them is named Clownfish. So that actually is quite funny. Alright. So, they're breaking apart. Breaking them apart. AT's about to fall apart, which will allow the Crusaders. Which, by the way, just pull back. Like, you're so close to dying. That strafe is going to kill you. Alright. Sherman's barely alive. This AT gun might try to kill it. Does successfully kill the Sherman. Though there are some other Shermans that are busy, let's just say, trying to push against this. I love how this guy had to go Luftwaffe and build himself a goddamn AT gun just try to hold the hill. It's like, alright, boys, keep shooting. Hell of a shot. I love the fire in the background for the Nebelwerfer. It's great. And I do like my camera positioning as well, because that way it doesn't block the bottom. I think this works a lot better. Anyway. I love the artillery lighting up the Shermans in the background for them to hit. That's quite funny. Alright. Some good shots all around. Yellow somehow still holding on, but barely. A lot of these bunkers are on the verge of collapse. American forces coming in from the north. This game is essentially done. All of the armies for the Germans have pretty much been either routed or collapsing as we speak. We have some strikes coming in. Yep, they're killing the last of the AT. At the very least, he got cheap tanks, so they can just keep pumping out those Crusaders, right? And that's game. That looks like the Axis called it there. So real quick, I want to give a special thanks to Serrated Blade as the American Armored Group, which was red in the north. You know, you definitely didn't play the top tier player, but you did play extremely well. So good job there. I would say out of your team, you were probably the most consistent next to Pink in the south. Though I think Pink himself just didn't have a great player, right? Because this Wehrmacht player was not the best. Right? So, and then you had Blue, which was Blue Clownfish? He might have been. But whatever the case may be, like, blue, or maybe he was this guy. I don't know. Whatever the case is, blue was, I think, a very dumb strategy to get only Stukas. I think having additional armor or a flak gate, like something to assist his infantry was needed, right? He had all the support equipment. He just needed something substantial to support his infantry. I don't know if he was trying to... Wait, was he saving it for the Tiger? No, he never got that because he never got mechanized. So no, he wasn't trying to get a Tiger. So I don't know what he was trying to do, but he needed something more substantial. But yeah, yellow did a good job locking stuff down and definitely pushed back. I think the next weakest player was the British, but I thought he did a good job there. But overall, yeah, it was a very weird assortment, with the Allies slowly closing on the flanks and just overwhelming mid. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tony B95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.